Thank you there, Dan. We're standing right here with Scott Kazar, the winner of the Friday night show for the Wing Super Modifieds for the first half of the Hank Arnold Memorial. If Dan will pan over here, here's the trophy that he received last night. And standing right next to me right now is Scott Kazar. Scott, winning the first night in the Wing Super Modifieds, how did that feel?
Yeah, it felt real good. You know, the car was working good, and just the honor, you know, to win at the Hank Arnold Memorial. So I feel real good about it.
I know right there towards about the middle of the main event, it started getting a little hard and slick. If some of the people that see the tape weren't here last night, how did that send you? You seen Donnie Sink about 3 car lengths ahead of you. What did you plan for?
Well, just trying to take my time, you know, and being smooth on a track like that. You can't get excited, and just trying to find somewhere to get hooked up, you know, the best you could. That track was really dry, and it's, you know, the type of track you just got to take it easy. You can't get excited.
From running Manzanita, which I've seen you run at Manzi, and you're real tough at Globe, compared to the lighting of the 2 tracks, how's the lighting for this facility for a driver's standpoint?
Oh, it's real good out there. You know, you can see the track good, and then when it gets, you know, like it was last night, it's real light up. You know, everything's packed in. Now, if it's a muddy track, it may be a little darker, but by main event time, you know, the lights are shining off of it where it's dry, and it gives you plenty of light.
Okay, Scott. At this time, why don't you tell some of the people that help out on your crew that should get credit, because the crew probably does quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, they come with me. We got Norman, I should say, not Normie. Normie and Bonnie, they come with us every time. Then my wife, Anita, and one of my main guys isn't here tonight. He had to work. He's going to try to make it, Ken Nielsen. So I hope he shows up in time.
Plus, I smell dinner over there, so you're probably getting ready to eat.
Yeah, we figured we'd have a little cook out here and have some hamburgers.
Okay, thank you very much, Scott. Thank you, Dan. And that's Scott Kazar, the main event winner of the Friday night Hank Arnold Memorial show. All righty, we're standing here with Donnie Singh. On the Friday night show, he finished second. He was leading at a time. Donnie, what happened?
Well, the old racetrack just got so slick, George. Old Scott was hooked up, and he just got by me. We got tangled up a little bit with a slower car, and Scott won by on the outside, and I just couldn't catch him.
Donnie, being that you're basically the defending champion and you're trying to hold the trophy for the Hank Arnold Memorial in town, how's that feel to you tonight? You've got a lot of hustling to try to take the championship away from him.
Yeah, this race means a lot to me, George. I've been around for every Hank Arnold show that I can remember. I've run someplace in Arizona, and to race here at home for the Hank Arnold Memorial Trophy means a lot. I'm going to do everything I can to win it tonight.
Okay. How's the car seeming to be? I know the track conditions changed a lot. How's the car been working?
The car's been working pretty good. We just built a new engine. The last race we had here that we won, we went home and took the engine apart and found a broke main cap. So we had to build a whole new engine, and we think it's right. We just need to get the chassis working.
I think we got David Culp and the rest of everybody, and all culprits, but they're giving you a hard time.
That's Mr. Jack Yaley that's giving me the hard time over there.
Okay, thanks, Donnie, very much, and good luck tonight, and we'll see how the evening ends up.
Okay, George, thank you very much.
Again. Well, we're down here in the pits on the Saturday night show of the Hank Arnold Memorial with David Culp from Phoenix. I've known David for quite a while. He's driven everything from midgets, sprint cars, even drove some super modifieds for a while. How'd you do last night, Dave?
Well, we had some problems with the car, but by the time we got everything zeroed in, I guess you could say, we lucked into a third, and I really got to say we lucked in. Everybody seemed to break in front of us or spin or crashed or did something. So we ended up getting a third out of the thing, and we was pretty lucky. We got the track record, too, and we was really tickled about that.
I seen last night the track turned a little hard slick. Did you have to do a lot of changes for the main last night?
No, not many. We don't do a lot of changes with this car. We just kind of raise the front end a little bit and just let it go with that.
How's this seem to be? It's a Corvair motor in this car compared to some of the Chevy 2s and the Volkswagen motors. How's it seem to do compared to that?
Well, we've got 4 feature wins, and we're leading the points in Tucson, and we're leading the points at Manzanita, and got half the guys mad at us, so we must be doing pretty fair.
Must be doing pretty good. Okay, Dave, do you see anything about a sprint car ride in the future down here for the open comp shows?
I've got a sprint car ride. It's the Ray Stevens paving car, and if I'm not busy with the midget, I'll probably be down here with that.
Okay, we hope to see you down here when they come back down on July 11th, I think it is. That's David Culp. Good luck for you tonight, and
Thanks
we'll see
a lot.
how it happens.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dave.
It's all right. Appreciate it. That's a lot of fun. I've never been to that.
Here we are with Don Brown. Don Brown is the current president of the Hank Arnold Sportsman Club and also the owner of 2 of Hank's previous cars. Here is one car that we have here this evening that will be running during intermission, and the owner, Don Brown. Could you tell us a little bit about the car?
Yes, George. Originally, the car was known as the Constant Hot Spatial. It was an Indy Roadster. Raced at Indianapolis in 1960, 61, and 62, where it placed 4th, 5th, and 12th, respectively. In 1965, Roger McCluskey brought the car to Tucson, and Hank Arnold built it into this Sprint that it is today. The car was purchased from Hank by Mel Heisler out of Albuquerque. Mr. Heisler took very good care of the car and would only part with it for our Hank Arnold Sportsman Club and the cause to promote the Hank Arnold Memorial Races.
Just a few minutes ago, they pushed you off to fire it out just to warm it up for this evening. How does it feel? You know, you've done the work on restoring the car and you keep care of the car. How does it feel when they push you off and fire it and just be in the same presence of a car that Hank used to drive?
It's, well, I don't know, exciting isn't the word. I don't know if there is a word that explains it. Hank was always an idol of mine, and to sit in one of his cars is a big thrill, and of course the ultimate for me is to restore the Twister, and hopefully next year we can have it out here.
Okay, Don. Tonight, from what I heard, Bob Hibner will be driving the car during the intermission. How did Hibner feel when you asked him to drive it?
Well, he said he'd be delighted to run the car, and it'd be exciting for me to have him sit in it because he was a part of Hank Arnold and that racing era, and of course he excited the fans many times too.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Don Brown. I hope to see the Twister out here next year, and thanks for doing what you had for the Hank Arnold Sportsman Club and also for keeping Hank's memory alive.
Thank you, George.
He's from Pennington, Tucson. He's 24 years old. He's very good up with his investigator and Tan Chevrolet. He's a single power, 25 years old. Little Margaret Jr., number 82.
You're not Mike Shy. Bob?
I'll talk like this because everybody knows what I look like this way.
That's right. You guys can go out there and talk with your backs to the crowd.
You don't know what we talk about in the flag stand because that's illegal.
Is that right?
I know that for a fact.
What's the definition of illegal, George? It's a sick bird.
Word-wise.
It's a sick bird. That's right.
Did you see what that did?
Yeah. George Camp, how long have you been a flag man? Somebody up here said too long. How long you been a
I
flag?
don't have enough fingers. No, I haven't done it that long. I used to do your job a long time ago.
What's that?
Do the announcing, see?
Oh, okay.
They can get any dummy to do that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It takes real talent to do the flag stand because have you ever tried to count 30 laps when you only have 20 toes? 20 fingers?
20 toes. Good one, George.
Well, I mean toes and fingers. It gets to the last 10 laps, it gets a little complicated. Then you start counting all kinds of things.
Word has it that you used to be a race car driver. Is that right?
Yeah. That's why I'm up there now.
And what did they call you, 3-lap George?
No, I did more than 3. It was more like 3 or 4 lap or 3 or 4 spin George, you know.
3 or 4 spin George. How about Bob McKinley? Has he ever raced any automobiles?
There's no car big enough to pull him.
Well, I tell you, George is full of energy tonight. I think we ought to get Bob McKinley in one of those little...
With all these midgets running, you got to run faster. They'll drive you over.
That's right. I think we ought to get Bob McKinley in one of those dwarf cars. Can we fit him in one of those?
Sure. He wants to try. We need something to test the guardrail out.
George Camp and Bob McKinney. Hey, let's give them a big hand, folks. They do a fine job out here at Raven Raceway. A couple of good guys. They're funny guys. Called me a dummy tonight. Did you hear that, folks? Let's get that on record, Dan Johnson, Tucson on tapes.
You were the one that got in a Charger and raced out here.
Well,
that tells you where you're at.
I'm a dummy. No brains. Well, that's Dave Maness, the owner of Raven Raceway, the heart and soul, along with Linda Maness out on the racetrack. And Dave's going to be taking over the microphone. And that's not Dave Maness? Yes, it is. Okay, you've got power, Dave.
Sure. Yeah, we got power. All right. George Ross. Boy, we got some mud out here tonight. We're going to do a little bit of time. We're going to have a flag raising ceremony here in a few minutes. We're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule for a change, but this is a special night. We got a lot of very special things to do at intermission. I'd like to introduce you all. This is Larry Arnold, Hank Arnold's son. And Karen, his girlfriend, and fiance. I had to correct it. I was giving her a hard time. Roberta Arnold is sitting up there, and some of the other family. There's more expected here as the evening goes on. At halftime, we got some real special things we'd like to tell you about. Halftime, that's football. Okay. Well, intermission then. But all in all, I'd like to give you a report. For you people who were here last night, Dave Burns took a very, very nasty flip over here in turn 2. He is in the hospital. He has suffered a broken leg. He had a massive facial cut that did a lot of damage to his nose. They had to have plastic surgery on him last night. He spent most of the evening in surgery, the wee hours into the morning. I talked to him earlier. My wife was up there talking to him today. He's in good spirits. He says he's got to get well as soon as possible because he's going to Belleville to try and win the Nationals. So in all good seriousness, he took a bad ride, and the hood had broke away and come up and came through his helmet and cut his eyes real bad. But he is okay, so for those people who have been calling today, Dave Burns is okay. He said to tell you all, thanks for coming, and he'll see you next year. Or he'll see you at the end of this year, I'm sure. Going to interview this guy over here for a second, and then we'll go on to the flag raising ceremony. Robbie Flock, you put on a hell of a show last night, buddy. And you said what you said. You said you won 4 mains out of 5 and 4 different cars. That's quite a tribute.
Well, it was actually 3 out of 5 different cars. But, last night we had a lot of good races in there. Battling with Billy Schumann was really good for me to be able to run with them. Hopefully we could have a good show for everybody tonight. Hopefully it could be a safe show. Glad to see everybody out here anyway.
Robbie Flock happens to be the Western United States USAC midget champion from Ascot area. He's a fierce competitor. I believe he's probably going to venture into Indianapolis here anytime. He's that talented. He will be on his way. And he's been a very good competitor for the sport. He's one of them kind of guys that promotes the sport and does a good job at letting the spectators know, and he appreciates it too. He's had Howard Hydraulics, and I want to thank Howard Hydraulics for helping Bobby get over here. He's helped sponsor him get over here, and Terry Day's car by Auto Center. And uh-oh, look what we got coming here. Spuds. Is that Spuds?
Is that Spuds McKenzie right there?
That's really Spuds. Come on down here, Spuds.
Spuds, you need to go on a diet since I seen you last time.
This is the
Got
Bud
a little
Light,
bit bigger.
Spuds McKenzie, dog. At intermission, halftime, here I go again. Intermission, all the kids at the Budweiser can. Out in front, there's an inflatable can out there that has an opening in the front. We're going to put 200 pounds of Jolly Rancher candy out there from the USAC series. We have Frisbees. We have posters. In honor of Hank Arnold, that's what it was all about. So all the kids at intermission, we want to make sure your family take the time to take them out there while we're doing some very special awards up here at intermission, and we're going to run the old sprint car too. Larry had a few things here that he said he'd like to say to you, and then we'll get on with the flag raising ceremony. But this is Larry Arnold. I'd like you to listen, and he's got some stuff that I think is important to him.
Okay, Dave. Well, first off, it's been quite a few years now since I've been out to this track here in Tucson, and I'd like to say on behalf of the family that we think that you and Linda have done an excellent job out here at the track, and I'm sure everybody out here in Tucson really appreciates it. And and I know you had a lot of help. We appreciate y'all too, George. I know you had a lot of help to do that. Also, I'd like to give some special recognition to Donnie Brown for and his wife Doris and his whole family for all the work that he's done in promoting sportsmanship and racing the last several years, and he's really been dedicated to the Hank Arnold Sportsman Club, and really done an excellent job. He's got two of my dad's old cars, one of them being the Twister that he's putting back together, and he hopes to have together here pretty soon. And he's done an outstanding job and really stuck to the principles that Hank Arnold drove with. So, thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Larry. How about a nice round of applause for Larry Arnold? He's taking the time to come down here and talk to us. He was talking about the Twister. At intermission time, we will be talking to Donnie Brown. He'll be down here. We're going to have the original car that I believe Hank had, the sprint car that was an old Indy car. Bob Hibner has been chosen to do some laps on it right at intermission time. Our USAC director, ex-famous sprint car driver. I say ex. Western world champion and all that. But he'll be out here. He's going to put some laps on, and then we're going to tell you a little bit about the car. So we're going to get on with the national anthem. We do have one thing we'd like to say. If you take notice in the front fence, the cable that has been installed in the fence is a 3/8 steel cable provided by Tucson Brake Supply. The workers over there. And Joe Rago and George Ross for coming out and helping put it in and everything. We thank them. It's a safety feature in the racetrack. So we're going to have the national anthem now. Tom Boyd isn't here yet. Jack Jacobs, would you like to start it off with the reading?
Sure
we're going
would.
to talk to Spuds McKenzie here afterwards.
Okay, I sure would, Dave. If everybody would please stand, take off your hats. Dear Lord, it's about my friend who's waiting in line to come through your pit gate. I wanted to write, but I put it off, knowing it isn't too late. Now, Lord, he comes from a special mold. He's mostly a jewel. His heart is of gold. He's tall and blond. His eyes are brown. When you see him, Lord, mosey on down. He'll amble over and take your hand. That's the way he is, this guy so grand. Take his arm gently, Lord. Show him around. That way he'll know a pal he's found. And Lord, if ever he should seem blue, walk him up the path, meet some of his crew. If along the way he should meet any friends, have them greet, then together round the next bend. Go call on Jim Bryan or David Cade, an earlier friendship there was made. While out of this walk, you should pause and rest. You'll find he surely was king of the best. Oh, Lord, look after this friend so dear. I know you can show there's nothing to fear. I'll sure not rest easy, just biding my time, till Hank meets me, Lord, at the head of the line. He was famous, this Henry, known as Hank. Along the way, the top was his rank, never making a frown instead of a smile. King was he, hustling true to his style. All that knew him truly were blessed. Royals and paupers, you were always his guest. Now he's still hustling that same old mile. Only for some it might seem a long, long while. For long is the path and somewhat dustier, but don't you ever have doubt, Hank is truly King Hustler.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
out there and enjoy yourselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready to go. We got here Jim Grimes from Golden Eagle Distributors. We'd like to thank him. He's put a contribution into the USAC Midget Series Championship Fund. And maybe Mr. Grimes here would like to explain what they've done there to help the Midget Series.
Well, thank you, Dave. You've heard it mentioned here before, for those of you to come out early, and I've mentioned it once before, but Golden Eagle Distributors and Budweiser have contributed $10,000 to a total champ fund out here in various divisions, and in the midget division there's a $3,000 champ fund to be dispersed at the end of the season based on points. I'd like to say that I've had the pleasure of my friend Spuds McKenzie accompanying me out here tonight. I was making a couple rounds in the bars this afternoon doing some quality control checks, and I ran into Spuds and I asked him if he'd ever been racing. He said no, and I asked him if he wanted to go, and so he said, sure, let's go out and see what's going on. He's never been here before, so I want you to welcome him and remind you that I think Dave says that he's got some candy that he'd be passing out to the kids at intermission at the Budweiser light inflatable can. So it's a pleasure to have you people out here and support racing. You hear Dave say it every week, but without you it won't work. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Grimes. He's also put a contribution into the Super Modified Champ Fund, so I think that's a real neat. We got Golden Eagle Distributors involved in a lot of Champ Fund money and a lot of businesses. We're getting ready to go racing. We're going to run all the heat race offs just like we did last night, and then we're going to move into the intermission time. We got some real special things we're going to do at intermission, so enjoy yourselves this evening. We got a beautiful night for a change. We don't have no threatening tornadoes, it looks like, so have a good time. Go ahead, Jack.
Thank you, Dave Maness and Spud McKenzie. I like that guy, huh? Isn't he cute? Sort of reminds me of one of my never mind. Spuds McKenzie from Budweiser. And here they come out on the racetrack. Our first heat race tonight in the USAC Jolly Rancher Midget Division. Room's looking good tonight. Here they come down the back chute, as we call it in racing terms. Into turn number 3 as they go. Into 4, off the number 4 corner they come. George Camp looks at him, and we're on the green. Jack Yaley pulls her out in front and leads them around as they go through turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Yaley brings them around 3, into 4. Jack Yaley, your leader, followed by number 17. Followed by 12A, Jerry Coons in second place right now, trying to catch Cactus Jack Yaley in the car number 1 AZ. Jerry Coons right on his tail. Right behind Jerry Coons is John Heidenreich in the car number 2. 1, 2, 3, Jack Yaley, Jerry Coons, John Heidenreich. Jack Yaley brings him around number 4. Jerry Coons trying to put the moves on Yaley. John Heidenreich in number 2 still hanging in there. As they go into 1, out of 2, here comes Jerry Coons down the back chute trying to catch Yaley. As they come out of turn number 4. Cactus Jack Yaley in the car number 1 AZ leading them on around. Jerry Coons and 12A right on Jack's tail. John Heidenreich in the USAC Midget number 2 hanging right in there. Lap number 5 coming up as Jack Yaley brings him down the front chute. Heidenreich. Todd Pfizer in the car number 18 holding on to 4th position right now. As Yaley brings it into 3, out of the number 4 corner they come. Jerry Coons still desperately trying to throw out the hook and reel in Jack Yaley in that car number 1 AZ. John Heidenreich in 3rd place right now, driving that number 2 USAC Midget, followed by Tad Pfizer in 18, and Tad still holding his own. George Camp puts out the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Jack Yaley. Jerry Coons is going to really have to pour it on right now if he's going to catch Jack, and he does. He's right on his rear as they come down the back chute into turn number 3. Here they come down the front chute. Can Coons do it? They're side by side. No! Jack Yaley wins this one just by about a half a car length or so. Jack Yaley in the car number 1AZ. Jerry Coons winds up in second. John Heidenreich in third. And Todd Pfizer in fourth place. Donnie Sink going to be bringing him on around on the pole position. Tommy Signs in number 4T. Right behind him. Off the number 4 corner they come. George Camp gives him the green flag. We're back into racing again. Donnie Sink on the inside. Tom Dingus on the outside. Donnie Sink pulling into an early lead as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Out of number 4 they come. Here comes Donnie Sink leading them on around. Tom Dingus in the car number 21 in second place right now. And Tommy Signs hanging in there in third place, and the rest of the field starting to fade back just a little bit. Here comes Donnie Sink off the number 4 corner. Tommy Dingus trying to catch him. And Tommy Signs in the car number 4T, he's hanging right in there, right on Dingus's tail as they go down the back chute. Donnie Sink still leads this one. Tom Dingus trying to hold it on the inside and catch up to Donnie Sink. As Tommy Signs in the car number 4T. Uh-oh, our leader has just had a mishap there in turn number 2. Tough luck for Donnie Sink. I don't know what happened over there, but he stalled over in turn number 2 right now. So that means that Tom Dingus in that car number 21 is going to be our current leader in this one as Gary's Towing heads out on the racetrack to throw the hook on Donnie Sink. 3 laps down in this first heat in the super modified division. And Donnie's out of the car. Looks like he's okay. Doesn't seem to have any problems over there except for his vehicle as Gary gets him. So it looks like Tom Dingus in car number 21 will be your leader. Tommy Signs in 4T in second place. Scott Kazar in car number 3 is going to be holding third place right now. So 1, 2, 3, Dingus, Signs, and Kazar in car number 3. And let's see, Kazar was making his way up. So this is going to be very interesting as they bring him on around. And Chuck Bowman in 4th place right now. Chuck from Phoenix, Arizona. Chuck making his way up toward the front of the race, rest of the pack. So Dingus, happy that he's in first place right now. Donnie Sink, not so happy as he spun out there in turn number 2. Well, George tells him one more time around as we get Donnie Sink's car off of the racetrack, gives him the yellow flag and the one finger, telling him one more, fellas, and I think we just might get it back underway. Tom Dingus, your current leader. Tommy Signs in second place. Scott Kazar in third place. Chuck Bowman right behind Kazar as they go into turn number 3. Off the number 4 corner they come. George Camp gives him the green flag, and here we go into racing once again. Tom Dingus pulls it on around turn number 2. Here comes Scott Kazar. Scott Kazar makes his way past Signs in second place right now as Signs falls back to 3rd. Here they come down the front chute. Kazar trying to get up to Dingus, but he doesn't make it that time. Tom Dingus still your leader, but here comes charging Scott Kazar. He's going to make his move as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Tommy Signs still hanging in there as Dingus leads him down the front chute. Tom Dingus, your leader. Kazar right behind him. Here comes Kazar down the back chute, all the way up on the outside and tried to make a move, but he couldn't quite get in there. Kazar's going to try to take him on the inside as they come down the front chute. Here comes Kazar. Here comes Dingus. Not quite side by side. And Tommy Signs hanging right in there in 3rd place. Tommy trying to creep up. There goes Kazar, makes his move, and he takes over the lead from Dingus. Scott Kazar, your current leader, White flag is out. One more to go if Kazar can hang on. And Tom Dingus heads her into the pits as Tommy Signs moves it into second place. Scott Kazar slipping right under and taking the lead. Here comes the checker flag, and Scott Kazar takes his first heat race. Tommy Signs winds up in second place, and car number 25, Mike Widwell, looks like he took third. Scott Kazar in number 3 car, doing a great job of driving. Hey, let's give him a big hand, folks. Scott Kazar winning that first heat race here at Raven Raceway. Good job of driving. Your lucky number program and scratch him in there tonight, and you might get yourself a nice prize. Okay. Hank Winter brings him around on the pole position, brings him around real slow. George Camp looks at him, and no. Uh-oh, George is pointing. Hank Winter, do not start putting the pedal to the metal too soon. You see that inside car on the front row? Now that's the pole sitter. He is the one that is supposed to lead him around, and the rest of them follow suit. And they're supposed to listen to, or not listen, but do what he does, and that's bring it around slow, and he didn't do it that time, so George did not give him the green. Let's see what happens this time. Here they go, in 3. Out of number 4, yes, sir, George Camp gives him the green flag. Here we go, racing again. Jerry Cook pulls it out in front as they come out of number 2 corner down the back sheet. Shoot. Not the sheet, the shoot. As Jerry Cook takes an early lead in the car number 78 AZ. Followed by Jerry Cook, and 45 is Hank Winter. Hank was your pole sitter. As Jerry Cook starts to open up the gap quite a bit on the rest of the pack. Let's see what happens as they come down the front chute. We've got about 4 cars trying to battle for that second position. Car number 45, Hank Winter, followed by Rick Johnson in that number 15 car in 3rd place. And Rick trying to make the moves on Hank Winter. And there he goes, Rick right behind Winter. Rick Johnson hanging right in there in 3rd place right now as Jerry Cook comes down the front chute with about a 10-car lead right now. Jerry Cook down the back chute. Hank Winter trying to catch Jerry, but I'll tell you, he's got a lot of horses to catch him right now, or needs a lot of horses. There's your leader, Jerry Cook. 45 is 2nd, 15 is 3rd, and Ernie Payne in 4th place right now. Ernie trying to catch up to Rick Johnson. Jerry Cook still leading this one. Hank Winter holding a good 2nd right now, but we've got a battle for 3rd place as Rick Johnson is being challenged by Ernie Payne in that car number 77. Jerry Cook keeps opening up the gap as we go into this 8-lap second heat race here at Raven Raceway. Jerry Cook bringing it down the front straightaway. Hank Winter in 2nd place. Rick Johnson in 3rd. And Ernie Payne desperately trying to catch up to Rick and capture that 3rd position. Jerry Cook keeps opening up that gap. One more lap around. George Camp, your flagman, flags him with the white flag. One more to go. It looks like Jerry Cook's going to have this one if he doesn't have any mechanical problems. Hank Winter holding 2nd place. He's being challenged by Rick Johnson. Rick trying to creep up there, and here comes Ernie Payne in that car number 77. Here's your leader and winner, Jerry Cook. Hank Winter in 2nd place, followed by car number 15, Rick Johnson, and Ernie Payne in that car number 77, bringing up the field in 4th place. Jerry Cook looks like he's got a lot of horses under that hood today, or tonight. Hicks Thunder Racing, car number 92, Billy Hicks. And bringing up the field, a 37-year-old fella, car number 27, Lynn Anderson. Andreessen, I'm sorry, Lynn Andreessen. We corrected that one, Terry. Terry is Lynn's wife. Lee Brown leads them on around. Lee Brown, your pole sitter tonight in this second heat for the Super Modified. George Hamp looks at him. Out of number 4 they come, and they're on the green. Car number 82, Bill Parker Jr. takes an early lead as he jumps out in front, going into that number 1 corner. Bill Parker Jr., your leader. And Bill goes way wide as he comes out of number 4. Car number 71, Gary Hinton, having it in second place. 33, almost climbs his wheel, jumps in on the inside, and J.D. Vance takes a second place right now from Gary Hinton. Here comes Bill Parker Jr. off the number 4 corner. J.D. Vance in second place. Gary Hinton in that car number 71 in third place right now. But Gary's being challenged by car number 92, Billy Hicks. And Billy Hicks jumps out in front of Gary, and Billy Hicks moves into third place as Gary Hinton falls back in the 4th. Bill Parker Jr., your current leader in that car number 82, brings it down the front straightaway. J.D. Vance challenging Bill. J.D. going wide. Bill going on the inside, and J.D., something happened. His engine died, and he falls back into third place as car number 92, Billy Hicks, jumps into second place. Here comes Lee Brown in 24, and he's going real slow as Bill Parker Jr. has to make his way around Lee as Bill Parker Jr. goes down the back chute. Here comes Billy Hicks, and he's going to try to make his moves on Bill Parker Jr. Your current leader is Bill right now, but if Billy Hicks has anything to do about it, he's going to jump up there. Oh, look at the battle for first place right now. Bill Parker Jr., Billy Hicks in 92 on the outside. Bill Parker on the inside as they come out of turn three, as they come out of 3 into 4. Here comes Billy Hicks. Had him for a second, but lost it. What a battle for first place right now. Billy Parker in 82. I'm getting excited here. Billy Hicks in 92. Takes him on the outside just before turn number 3. And the white flag comes out right now as Billy Hicks takes over the lead from Bill Parker Jr. as they go down the back chute. Billy Hicks doing a fine job of driving. Jumps out in front of Parker. Here comes Billy, your current leader, and your winner of this second heat race. Billy Parker takes second place. And car number 4, Dave Hatton, winds up in third. So Billy Hicks doing a great job of driving. Hey, let's give him a big hand. Billy Hicks in car number 92. Second place, Bill Parker Jr. in 82. Unofficially in third place, Dave Hatton in the car number 4P. Boy, that was a good race. I like that kind of racing. Close action. The lead changed several times. So, John Hibner from Tucson, car number 51. Brings them around slow as they bunch up, get side by side. Going to turn 3. Let's see what George Camp decides this time. Out of the number 4 corner they come. George Camp gives them the green as Hibner leads them down the front chute. And Hibner in the lead, an early lead right now, but let's see what happens as the racing action continues here. And Hibner being challenged as he goes into number 3 corner. As they come down the front straightaway. Hibner side by side with car number 96. That's Dave Culp. Look out, we've got a rollover. Uh-oh, the red flag comes out as one of them flips it over between turn number 1 and number 2. And we'll get a report on you for you just as soon as we can. As the fire crew, tow trucks, and ambulance make their way out there, check these fellows out. Well, it looks like Buddy Collins that flipped her over there between turn number 1 and 2. That car number 24, Buddy from Phoenix. Arizona. And the ambulance guys are out there. They're going to check him out. And as soon as we find out if Buddy's okay, we'll let you know.
The last one was 20 teeth, right? I'm bringing the lineup down. Out of the car and okay.
He's out of the car and he's okay. Oh, good for you, buddy. Let's give him a big hand, boy. I'll tell you what. Did you see him flip? Whew. I just caught him out of the corner of my eye when he rolled over going into right between number 1 and number 2 corner. So it looks like Buddy's going to be out of this one. There's also another car over there that was involved in that mishap. And just as soon as we find out who that other vehicle was, we'll pass it on to you. Well, he's okay. Thank you, fire crew, ambulance guys, tow truck fellas, the rest of you out there helping out. Sure do appreciate you being out here. We couldn't do it without you. So they're going to drag that one into the pits right now. Car number 24, Buddy Collins. Little tough break for him. Who knows, might be back out here this evening yet. So we'll get them set up here for you as soon as we get them pushed off and the track cleaned out. One more time as he shows out the yellow flag. And Dave Culp's supposed to be in second place right now. So he's just going to slow up and let the rest of them catch up to him. Hibner, your leader right now. Going to bring him around. Let's see what George decides on this one as they bunch up going into turn number 3. Here they come again. George Camp looks at him. Off the number 4 they come, and he gives him the green as Hibner leads him down the front chute, challenged by Dave Culp. Uh-oh, look out. They are really battling out there. You could put a blanket over all 4 of those first cars as they went into turn number 1. John Hibner, Dave Culp, and that car number 90 battling for the lead. As Robbie Flock jumps out in front as they go down the back chute. Robbie Flock in that number 95 car leads them around through turn number 3 and 4. And here they come again. Robbie leading them. Yellow flag is out. We've got one spun out there between turn number 3 and 4, just before they hit number 4. As Robbie Flock is your current leader. So let's see how they stack up. Robbie Flock, your current leader. Car number 90, Dave Culp in second place. Car number 48, Billy Schumann, running in third right now. As they try to clear up the spin out there on between turn number 3 and 4. Okay, here they come off of turn number 4. George Camp gives them the green once again. Here comes Robbie Flock, your leader, but he's being challenged right now by Dave Culp. Robbie Flock, your current leader. Dave Culp falling back just a little bit, losing it, coming out of turn number 2. Robbie Flock brings him around turn number 4 as they come down the front chute. It's Robbie Flock in that car number 95. Your current leader here. And Robbie looking real well as he leads him down the back chute. Lap number 4. Robbie Flock brings him around. That's Billy Schumann in number 48. Now in second place, followed by car number 90, Dave Culp, as they all spread out. Coming into 5, down the front chute, Robbie brings him. Billy Schumann is going to try to catch up the Flock, and he's going to have to really pour it on, along with Dave Culp in that car number 90. And Dave hanging right in there. Look out, Billy Schumann spins it out in turn number 2. Oh, no, that's Robbie Flock spinning out, your leader. Robbie Flock losing it there. What a tough break for Flock as he was leading them on around, and Billy Schumann is going to be your current leader. So that means Dave Culp's going to move around up in the second place. Well, while we have a second, we've got a tan Nissan with the license number 0244LN. Your lights are on out in the parking lot. Another one. And David Ball to the front gate. David Ball to the front gate. So Billy Schumann, your current leader. Car number 90 in second place. Followed by John Hibner in the car number 51 in third. Right behind Hibner, Doug Lake making his move on up there in fourth place. Billy Schumann, your current leader. Robbie Flock spinning out there in turn number 2. Billy Schumann awful happy about that, but not Robbie Flock. As Robbie looked like he was going to have this one in the bag, but that's racing. I don't know if he overdrove it or what. I'll have to talk to Robbie a little bit later and find out what happened going into turn number 2. You never know. There might be some water or oil out on the racetrack. And he could have just slipped out, you know, just went sliding through the water or oil and lost it. Or perhaps he just overdrove it. What do you think, George Camp? Probably just overdrove. He looked like he really wanted this one. So there he is, your leader, right there, right out in front, Billy Schumann from Phoenix, Arizona, followed by another Phoenician, Dave Culp, in that car number 90. And Dave Culp is going to really try to pour it on and catch up to Schumann once that green flag comes out. So let's see. Looks like we almost have the track cleared up as they get Robbie Flock's number 95 car towed in. Oh, they're going to tow it into the pits. Dave Maness says, head for the pits. Go on in there. We've got to go around one more time anyway. Gary's towing. I just can't say enough about these guys at Gary's towing. Hey, let's give Robbie Flock a nice hand, folks. Good job of driving. Tough luck, Robbie. Hope to see you out here in the main event. So Billy Schumann going to lead him down the back chute right now. Dave Culp in 90 right behind Billy. Hibner in 51 behind Culp. Lake in 20. Here they come. Off the number 4 corner they come. George Camp gives him the green flag as Billy Schumann leads him down the front straightaway. Billy Schumann out in front. Dave Culp trying to throw out the line, reel him back in. Hibner fading back just a little bit in third place. Heading for lap number 6 here in our heat race at Raven Raceway. Schumann with a comfortable lead. A battle going on for second place. Dave Culp in 90. followed by Hibner. Hibner was catching up to him going into turn number 1, but Hibner fell back. Here comes the white flag for Billy Schumann in number 48. Dave Culp in number 90, second place. John Hibner in third place in that car number 51. Doug Lake in fourth place in that car number 20. Well, Hibner's going to really have to pull it out if he's going to catch up to Culp. Billy Schumann looks like he has this one in the bag, and here he comes, your winner of this heat race, Billy Schumann, followed by Dave Culp in that car number 90. And in third place, John Hibner in 51. Billy Schumann looking good out there tonight in that car number 48. Looked good last night also. Hey, let's give him a big hand. Billy Schumann! Well, I'm up here with Larry Arnold right now. And Larry, tell us a little bit about this sprint car that's coming out on the racetrack right now.
Okay, Jack. Well, my dad, Hank Arnold, got this car back in '66. It was an Indianapolis car at that time. And he cut it down, made a sprint car out of it. And in '67, early '67, just before he died, he sold the car.
That's a good-looking machine out there.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I met you for breakfast this morning, and you were telling me about another car that's being put together right now, and they were getting parts from all over the country. Is this the car, or is this the other car coming up?
No, that's the Twister that Don Brown is still working on now. And like I told you this morning, he's got all the parts for it, and he's just putting it together now. He's taking his time. And
What, it's took him about 5 years, if I remember correctly. He's went around the whole country picking up the different parts that were originally on the Twister car.
That's right. All the parts that he's got, most of them are original parts from when Dad built it.
This is a beautiful-looking machine. It's one of the finest-looking sprints I've seen. Now, are you ever going to put a roll cage back on this vehicle, or just leave it like it is?
No, the way it is right now is the way they ran it back when he built it.
Back when he built it, huh?
Right.
And you're not going to. They're not going to ever enter this in a race, nor the other car that they're putting together right now. Am I correct by saying that?
The last race that we entered this car in was back in '80. This is to my knowledge. I've been away for a while, but back in '80 we ran the old timers race at Manzanita Speedway in Phoenix, and they took first place there. Frank McDaniels was driving it at that time.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Oh, that's great. Listen, Larry, you came in a long way just to be at this race. Where did you come from?
Well, I came in from Karlsruhe, Germany.
Germany?
Right.
My goodness. Well, that certainly is a beautiful car, Larry, and it was ironic that we happened to run into each other at the Quality Inn this morning.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and turn it over to Dave right now. Dave Maness, you've got power, and I can't say enough about that car. Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it.
Look at this beautiful race car. The original. Bob Hibner, I know it probably made your heart flutter a little. What do you think?
You know, I wanted to drive this car when we used to race these things. They never let me. I can see why I almost lost it down there.
Bob Hibner goes back, I believe, clear back to the days of Hank. Why don't you tell a story about Hank Arnold right now? Bob, you've told so many of them, but I think the people here can share some of the stories that are around this place. I'll let you just kind of say what you'd like to say.
Well, you kind of caught me off guard here, but one time Henry and us was up in White Mountains. We were coming back, and all the kids were real small. Always liked Hank because he was always smooth. You know, every time something happened, he just moved right in there. Well, we were standing there, and I was holding Larry. And one of the little girls, I forget, was standing underneath, and Hank got a Coke, and he handed it to Larry, and Larry handed it, and he thought Larry had it, and it dropped. And Larry reached down and picked it up, and Hank never batted an eye, reached around and got another Coke, and he says, "Good move, Larry." Moved right on. But Henry was kind of a special guy. We all miss him quite a bit. Think of him quite often. Thank you.
And Bob, we miss you, and we're glad to have you here being our competition director. He's got a lot of special feelings for Hank. He has a right to be. And this gentleman standing here, Donnie Brown, I'd like to introduce you to him. He's been involved for years and years at around auto racing. He's also now taken on the project of restoring Hank Arnold's old cars. Believe me, take the time after the races to look at this beautiful workmanship that Donnie's done back into this car. And we got some real good news. I'm going to take a little survey here. How many people up here have ever heard about the Hank Arnold Twister? Well, I'm going to let Donnie Brown tell you about it because he's got it. He's rebuilding it. It's almost done, and he's very proud.
Well, thank you, Dave. First of all, I appreciate you asking us to come out here. And I thought Bob did a super job driving the car, and I was hoping maybe Dave would take a couple of laps in it. What do you think?
Tell you what I'll do. If this Hibner got to, I'll pace the field in that car for the midget main event tonight. And that's quite an honor.
Okay. It sounds like maybe we dropped a cylinder. I don't know. Yeah. So, but I tell you what we'll do next year. We'll work on the Twister extra hard and get it out here and make plenty of noise. And I think we'll have a little extra horsepower for Dave and Bob both.
Donnie, how's the Twister project coming? Tell us a little bit about how you found the parts of the car and how long you've been looking for it and where you got it.
Well, when we went after this Constant Hot Spatial about 10 years ago, both the Twister and the Constant Hot car ended up in Albuquerque. The Twister was in pretty sad shape, but the Sprinter here, owned by Mel Heisler, was in excellent shape, and we wanted something that we could use to promote the Hank Arnold Memorial right away with. So we brought this car back to Tucson and just cleaned it up, really, is all we had to do, and it's worked out very well since. About 5 years ago, we got a hold of the Twister, and we've had a lot of help from Hank Arnold fans all over, from Phoenix and Tucson. It's about 75% complete, and we sure hope to have it out here by next year.
Boy, this is a piece of machinery. I've only seen pictures of it, but I'm excited to see a race car's got a blower on it. That must be something. We'll make a couple announcements. We're going to go further on with this for a little bit. If all the kids will go to the Budweiser inflatable balloon out there, the can, take your time. There's plenty of it. There's bags and bags of stuff they're going to be giving out right there now, Spuds. So you children and you kids go on out there to the Budweiser bottle, and the adults can sit around here and listen to a few more of these stories. Roberta Arnold, Roberta Chapman. Excuse me, Ronnie. Roberta, would you please come down here? We have a presentation, and bring your people with you from Parks and Recreation. Brian McKee. If Brian McKee is around the area, would you please come down here, Brian McKee? I'd also like to invite, I don't know what racers showed up. I think Benton Burns is up there somewhere. Would you please come down here? Any drivers that competed with Hank Arnold or go back to the air or have a relationship with him, please feel welcome. Come down the front straightaway at this time. We'd like to invite any of you. I don't know if George Cook, some of the old timers are here tonight, but please, if you are, come down to the front gate and come on down the front straightaway. All the kids go to the Budweiser beer can there. We got Roberta coming down. I'll hold it. Linda? 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 Do you have any checks? I think we got the whole Arnold family coming down. That's all right. This makes it extra special.
She got stuck. Oh, that you got the plaque?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Are you going to read it?
It has been a while. It has been a while.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, here, this is it, Jerry. Our plaque, yeah. See it?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No,
Come look at it.
George, will you
don't follow Seal.
Take your time. Just walk real slow. Okay. Don't walk faster yet.
Oh,
real slow.
There it is. Okay.
Take our picture.
R.C. Whitwell. How about for R.C. Whitwell? I seen him sneak up here. Shorty. R.C., we miss you, buddy. When I first started racing out here, I know that you was one of those people that had the opportunity to run a lot. How about you telling us one of them stories about Hank Arnold right now?
Hank was a great driver. I started racing with him, and I think it was about 52 out at the rodeo grounds when he first started. And he used to, when I had an accident one time, he drove my car for a few weeks while I was in the hospital and recuperating.
Well, I'll tell you what, RC goes back to the rodeo grounds. He might be the only one here that goes back that far, so
Really old.
Shorty, you're not that really old. You've been on. We thank you for coming down here. Okay, we're going to get down to. Going to introduce some of these people to you right here. Going to let Roberta Arnold here do it, since you know I'm Roberta Chapman. I keep saying that, but I'm sorry. Excuse me, Ronnie. You want to skip? Roberta, would you like to introduce the people that are here with you?
Helen Wolf, Jerry and Liz Winkler, Don Swanson, his wife Pat, and Lucille. And they are all from the Children's Memorial Park. We are the committee that are helping to build the park in memory of all the children that have died.
This park, by the way, where is it located?
River.
It's at River and Oracle. These ladies down here in their heels are sinking. But the park, when we originally talked about doing the Hank Arnold Memorial, Roberta was very kind to let us do it here again, and that was her request to take part in MAD, which we did last night here this evening. We have a check here Linda will present to the Parks and Recreation on behalf, or give it to Roberta to pass on what we've done on behalf of the spectators of Raven Raceway, the racers, and everybody. We have purchased the plaque that goes in the center of the wall at the Children's Memorial Park. Jack Jacobs is going to read this plaque. I think it is something that you might want to listen to. And it's kind of long, so bear with us here for a second. Jack hasn't read it here before, but this is what the plaque says on the middle of the wall.
It says to all parents, I'll lend you for a little time a child of mine, he said, for you to love the while she lives and mourn for when she's dead. It may be 6 or 7 years, or 22 or 3, but will you, till I call her back, take care of her for me? She'll bring her charms to gladden you, and shall her stay be brief? You'll have her lovely memories as solace for your grief. I cannot promise she will stay, since all from earth return, but there are lessons taught down there I want this child to learn. I've looked the wide world over in my search for teachers true, and from the throngs that crowd life's lanes I have selected you. Now will you give her all your love, nor think the labor vain, nor hate me when I come to call to take her back again? I fancied that I heard them say, Dear Lord, thy will be done, for all the joy thy child shall bring, the risk of grief will run. We'll shelter her with tenderness, we'll love her while we may, and for the happiness we've known forever, grateful stay. But shall the angels call for her much sooner than we blame? We'll brave the bitter grief that comes and try to understand. By Edgar Guest.
Thank you, Jack Jacobs. I think you've done a beautiful job. This plaque is very heavy. It's a bronze plaque. We have Helen.
At this time, I want to share with you this bronze plaque is going to be at the Children's Park in stone, and it'll be in the Memorial Park area of the park. And at this time, I'd like to share with all the people out there, if they have lost a child, no matter how the child died, catastrophic disease, accident, suicide, miscarriage, or was murdered, they may have their name engraved in the park area. And at this time, we will be taking requests for their names at Tucson Clean and Beautiful. So if you would call Tucson Clean and Beautiful, and they will tell you the information, how to get your child's name inscribed. And also the dedication of the park, which is on River and Oracle, and that will be September 26th on a Saturday. So be watching the newspaper, and we expect a good turnout. Thank you.
Thank you. We do know that feeling. We have one right here. We've went through a lot with Vicki Lynn, and we're real proud to see that Vicki Lynn's name will be over there too. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 special awards. Oh, here, Jack Jacobs would like to say.
My stomach is not that big. My shirt got in the way. Somebody hold this.
Yeah, take the plant.
What do you want? Careful, ladies, walking. How about a nice round of applause for the Arnold family? Took the time to come down here and share some of this with us. Bob Hibner, would you please come back over here, sir? Donnie Brown. Donnie Brown first. This is going to be a tradition here at Raven Raceway now. We're going to give a Sportsman Award plaque every year, 3 of them, to the people that we feel have been instrumental in continuing good auto racing and good sportsmanship and all the things it takes to put dirt track racing in the community. Donnie Brown, we'd like to announce that you are one of our first winners in a memorial plaque given on behalf of Hank Arnold. The plaque reads, 20th Anniversary Hank Arnold Sportsmanship Award 1987, Donnie Brown, Raven Raceway, widest 3/8 in the West, Tucson, Arizona. Sponsored by the home of the Budweiser and Coca-Cola Series, benefiting Children's Memorial Park. Thank you, Donnie Brown. Bob Hibner. Bob Hibner, somebody who's been a fierce competitor for years and years, experienced the thrill of winning like every one of the great drivers has, but he was always a good sportsman. I can remember Hibner winning the main event, and I can remember him breaking in the main event and still joking and laughing with the drivers about what happened, hitting the wall or whatever. Bob Hibner, we think you're one person that is very deserving of this award also, so thank you very much for your representation of auto racing.
Thank you. What did I
Last but not least, this is very special. The day I signed the contract out here, this individual has been by my side every time I needed him, done everything in this facility that you could imagine. Brian McKee, this gentleman has worked on everybody's race cars. He has helped people. He has given his time. He's given his garage. He's given his assistance. And most of all, he's given his time to you spectators to take care of things around here that made it better for you. I think Brian McKee is what racing's all about, too. He's never been in the winner's circle like some of the other drivers, but he's helped a heck of a lot of them get there. He helped me. He works on Bobby Markham's cars and a lot of other guys' cars. These guys are just as important. Brian McKee, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're such a
Got to check my slip here. This is the first time I did all of this. If you haven't got a program, I'd suggest you get one right away. We got a Quality Inn, weekend vacation, dinner, breakfast, champagne, grand prize for that, either in Tucson, Sierra Vista, or Green Valley. Hang on a minute. We're going to be lining the midgets up out here in a little bit for their main event. Be staging them. If you want to take a short break, head for the concessions or whatever. We're going to take about a 15-minute intermission. The overall point champion from Jim Shaw, we thank you, from Goodyear Belts and Hoses. We are going to have a $400 bonus put on the midget winner that has the best finish from last night and tonight. So the Goodyear Belts and Hoses, if you're happening out around any of these parts stores, R&S Auto, Rick's Auto, Seidel's, or Arizona Auto Supply, thank them people for contributing to the racetrack. Uh-oh. Nail it, Hibner. Don't break it. I get to run it next. Okay, we're going to go to intermission. I thank you all very much. We tried to make this one a little extra special for you. Next year it'll be bigger and better. We still got the finals tonight. We got 2 30-lap main event, 20-lap supermodel main event. Then we're going to go to presentations, and we'll have them on the front straight away. So thank you very much. We'll be back to you later. Jack, take it.
Okay, thanks, Dave Maness, and thanks, Brian McKee, and the rest of everybody out there tonight. Hey, we're going to play maybe a song or two. Give you a chance. Get out that lucky number program and get it ready, because I'm going to be giving away some really nice gifts.
Had the midgets ran last night. The midgets and supers here tonight. Bob Hibner just got a sportsmanship award, and Donnie Brown and Brian McKee. Roberta Arnold and everybody, the family's all here, Larry, all the brothers and sisters. And we just would like to have you reflect something about Hank Arnold right here in Tucson, and we miss you too, Roger. So here you go. Go for it.
Of course, Roberta and her whole family. And as you and I have talked through the year, that I was planning and hoping very much that I'd be able to be there last night and tonight, but I wasn't able to be, and I'm sorry for that. But I am very happy that the first annual, not the first annual, but resumption of the Hank Arnold Memorial event in Tucson has been a USAC event, you know, with you and I and a lot of other people, along with Bob Hibner and many, many other people have worked towards this for several years, and I'm happy that it finally came to be.
Roger, well, we've sure have worked hard for it to carry on the reputation here of good auto racing, and we feel you've been an important instrumental thing in developing this midget series. As you and I know, we've been talking about it for a couple of years. I also would like to tell you Robbie Flock won the main event here last night and put on a fine show. And I know he just came from back east. I believe he won some shows back there, didn't he?
He did, and I'm happy to hear that. He is our reigning Western State Series champion, and he's a good representative, as I know all of the people there in Arizona will be.
Well, we've got a time here. We was in intermission. We enjoy your phone call, Roger. Would like to announce to the crowd, I think most of them know it, but we are having the Roger McCluskey Classic, first one ever held here in Tucson, Arizona, named in your honor. It'll be at the end of the year. It will be a national USAC point show, a regional point show, and a Western United States point show. I would like you to kind of reflect to the spectators here of just what kind of named drivers do we expect to see here, and how many competitors would you anticipate for this special show?
Well, it's hard to anticipate how many are going to be there, David, but, you know, as you know, all that year-end series is going to be national events, and I expect at least 8 or 10 of the people that are, you know, going for the national championship, plus we've got another dozen or so on the West Coast that have been traveling quite a bit, plus the Arizona contingent. So I would imagine that we'll have 40 or 50, you know, the cream of the crop of the Midwestern and the Western series out there. So I look forward to that as being a very, very special series.
Well, I think all the people here will look forward to seeing you too, Roger. So we're going to pass it along. We want to let you go, but thanks for getting the phone call this late at night and talking to your Tucson spectators. How about it, Tucson? Let's see if we can holler loud enough. Let Roger know we care. There you go, buddy.
Sound hung for me, and I'll see. If not before, I will see you in November.
Okay, got cut Roger out there a little bit, but he said tell Roberta and the kids and all the spectators here in Tucson, he'll see you here in November and looking forward to coming back. Okay, Roger, we're going to let you go. Going back, we're lining the main event up and getting ready to roll. So nice talking to you, and we'll see you later on this year.
Thank you.
Bye, Roger. Okay, buddy, thank you. Here, Jack, stay there. Jack's going back to the mic. I'd like to get Roberta up here.
Roger McCluskey, he's a Tucsonan years ago. Remember Roger McCluskey's tire store there on 22nd Street. And I'm looking forward to meeting him. I've never met the man, so he'll be out here at the end of the year. And we're getting lined up now for our main event here at Raven Raceway in the Jolly Rancher United States Auto Club division. All right, we're going to line them up right now for the main event here in the Hank Arnold Memorial. In the car number 20T from El Paso, sponsored by Rez Richard Castro and Donna Herdan. The car number 20T, Steve Gonzalez. In the car number 98 AZ, sponsored by Rice House Racing Incorporated. J&J Muffler, car number 98 AZ, John Zerba. Zerby. Sorry, John. And the car number 38 from Phoenix, Arizona. 38A, Kent Zimmerman. And the car number 3A from Phoenix, Arizona, sponsored by M&T Racing, Arizona Race Mart, Mark Passarelli. From Tucson, Arizona, owner Grandpa Smith, the car number 66, Glenn Smith. And the car number 26 from Tucson, Arizona, sponsored by Ron's Racing Products, car number 26, Jerry Rice. I need that radio. And the car number 73X from Tucson, Jeff Hibner. And the car number 96 from Tucson, Rod Downs. And the car number 20, the Doug Lake car, driving tonight from Phoenix, Ron Neville. In the car number 12 from Tucson, owner Al Shaw, Don Sink. And the engine blew up in the modified. George, we have word he's going to be driving Lee Brown's car in that super modified main event. And the car number 18 from Denver, Colorado, sponsored by Ellis Racing, Tad Pfizer. And the car number 77 from Tucson, Arizona, owner Vinnie Payne, Ernie Payne. And the car number 15, and he's got a baby that is 9 weeks old. There's his wife right by the front fence here down the front straightaway. The baby's 9 weeks old, and this baby's been to 12 races already. From Phoenix, Arizona, car number 15, Rick Johnson. Wonder if that kid's going to grow up and be a racer. From Tucson, car number 51, John Hibner. Car number 2, Dave Manus's old car that used to drive around the country. From Pennsylvania, John Heidenreich. From Phoenix, Arizona, owner Don Nunley. The car number 90, Dave Culp. In the car number 1 from Phoenix, owner Roger William. Car number 1, Cactus Jack Yaley. In the car number 48 from Phoenix, Arizona, 48, Billy Schumann. In the car number 12A from Tucson, sponsored by Automotive Parts and Machine. And this is Jerry's 6th race in 9 days. Car number 12A, Jerry Coons Jr. In the car number 78 from Bowie, Arizona, Jerry Cook. In the car number 45, your pole sitter for tonight's Hank Arnold main event, car number 45 from Tucson, Hank Winter. And there you have it, the lineup for this USAC Jolly Rancher Candies main event here at Raven Raceway. I'll tell you what, they're going to go 4 abreast now. Such a beautiful sight. 4 abreast here as they come down the front chute. As they're 4 abreast, when they come down there to Stomper Hill, let's give them that Raven wave right now. Here they come. Okay, Stomper Hill, up, 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 let's go. Give them the Raven wave as they come by and stand up. Go to your feet. Beautiful. Come on, everybody up. Good job. Good job. Bob Hibner would have been in trouble if they'd have dropped the green right now as he walks down the middle of the racetrack as they pair him back up. One more time around. Hey, why don't we stand on our feet and just wave your hats, your handkerchiefs, whatever. Let's let them know that we really appreciate them. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll tell you what, these guys and gals really appreciate that. They really appreciate you giving them their support, your support rather. Car number 45, Hank Winter, brings them on around as they come back down the number 3 corner. Here they come out of the number 4 corner. They come. George Camp gives them the green flag, and here we go in our main event here at Raven Raceway on a beautiful Saturday night. It's anybody's race. 30 laps in this main event. Green flag still out. Here they come down the front chute out of turn number 4. Uh-oh, we've got them piled up there. And we're gone to yellow. Didn't even get underway on our first lap. And we've got a couple spun out there just before the number 4 corner, or right at the number 4 corner. And we'll give you a report just as soon as we can on who that is, as we didn't even make it to the first lap in this main event. So 12A, Jerry Coons jumped out into the lead, and Billy Schumann running second. We'll see how we have to line them up because we did not get a complete lap that time, so we'll have a complete restart. And that flag that Bob McKinley up in the flag stand has is our restart flag. So we're going to go to a complete restart just as soon as we get the track cleared up. Looks like Rick Johnson back there, and car number 15 spun out. We'll check it out for you right now. Oh, car number 98. That's John Zarba in that car number 98. So he's going to be, looks like he's going into the pits. He may be out of this one. Is that Rick Johnson headed for the back of the pack? Looks like it. So Rick Johnson just might get back into this one if they can get him started. Nope, that is Rick Johnson. He's back out there. So Rick Johnson making him back out there. He's going to have to bring it up the rear right now. As we get this next car pushed out of the way. And we'll see what happens now. Oh, he got it started. Good. Good job. That's number 20. Looked like Ron Neville in that number 20 car, I believe. Dave Culp in that car number 90 from Phoenix. Well, he headed that one into the pits, so we don't know if he'll get back out here. Yeah, that's Ron Neville in number 20. He's having a little mishap over there at number 4, but he's back into it. So let's see what happens now. So George Camp holds out the yellow flag, tells them one more time around, guys and gals. Car number 45 right up front there. Hank Winter, still your pole sitter here at Raven Raceway. Jerry Cook in that 78 AZ. Jerry Coons in 12A. Billy Schumann in that number 48 car. And Cactus Jack Gailey in that number 1AZ. Yellow flag out as Bob Hibner gets out of the way, tries to straighten him out.
Okay, she's back there.
Hank Winter. Hank Winter, your pole sitter, with a complete restart, headed your way here at Raven Raceway. What's going on now? They're trying to get the cars straightened around because this is a complete restart. So the officials trying to get them squared away. Give everybody a fair shake out on the racetrack. Hank Winter in the car number 45, your pole sitter. And let's see what happens now. We'll see where we're at as they come around one more time. One more time around. We've got somewhat of a problem out there trying to get the cars straightened out. Jerry Cook on the outside. Hank Winter in 45 on the inside, leading them around. So the officials get off of the track right now. It looks like we may have a go here. Here they come around turn number 3. In the 4, George looks at him, and we're on the green. And look at them, 3 abreast coming down the front straightaway as they're all out there battling for the lead right now. As they go down the back chute. Everybody trying to get up front. Here they come, down the front straightaway. and 78. Jerry Cook takes an early lead. And Jerry being challenged. Looks like Billy Schumann back there trying to catch up. Jerry Cook in that car number 78 falls back as Billy Schumann jumps out in front of Jerry Cook and takes the lead as Billy Schumann brings him out around, and Billy's starting to open up the gap on Jerry Cook in that 78 AZ. Billy Schumann, 48. 78 in second. Looks like Jerry Coons in that 12A car running third. Looks like Cactus Jack Yaley headed into the infield. He may be out of this one. Green flag still out. Billy Schumann leads him around. Car number 78 and 12A trying to catch him. That's Jerry Cook and Jerry Coons Jr. And that Pennsylvania car number 2 running in a 4th place trying to catch up. That's John Heidenreich. Billy Schumann leads him on around again. Jerry Cook trying to catch up to him. Jerry Coons Jr. in that car number 12A staying right on the tail of Jerry Cook as they go down the back straightaway. Hibner, he's back there in around 5th place right now. Billy Schumann holding his own. Also Jerry Cook staying with him, but look at the battle we've got for 2nd place with Jerry Coons trying to put the moves on Jerry Cook in that car number 78 AZ. We've got a race going on for 2nd place right now. Coons trying to throw up the line, reeling Cook back in. Schumann with a somewhat of a comfortable lead. So Billy Schumann in that car number 48. We've got a yellow flag out right now. That's Billy Schumann is your leader. Right behind Billy Schumann is Jerry Coons in that car number 12A. And right behind Jerry, falling back to 3rd place, is Jerry Cook and 78 AZ. Looks like Robbie Flock having his problems over there between turn 1 and 2. Robbie losing it just a little bit. So Billy Schumann, your current leader right now in that car number 48. Jerry Coons in 12A slipping his way into 2nd place. And Jerry Cook happy to see the yellow flag out now as he's in 3rd place. It looks like that Pennsylvania car, John Heidenreich, and that car number 2 in 4th place. Jeff Hibner in 5th, and Robbie Flock was in 6th place at the time, but he lost it over there between turn number 1 and 2, so he's going to have to go to the back of the pack if he gets that one started. So there you have it. As soon as we get that car up, did they get Robbie Flock started? Looks like they did. So Robbie Flock, if he back in this one, if he can keep that machine running, he'll have to go to the back of the pack. Once you spin out like that, you have to trail up the field. You can't go back in the position before you spun out. So yellow flag's out. George Camp got his finger up one more time around as Billy Schumann in that car number 48. Billy Schumann looking really good out there tonight. But I'll tell you what, Jerry Coons in 12A is right on Billy's tail. Seven laps down as they come off the number 4 corner, and we're on the green again as Billy Schumann leads him around. Coons gonna try to catch him. Coons goes on the inside as they come out of turn number 2. Back down the back chute they go as Schumann leads him into turn number 3. Here comes Billy Schumann in the car number 48. Jerry Coons right on his tail, trying to slip on the inside, but no, he cannot do it. Not this lap anyway. Uh-oh, here comes Coons. Wheel to wheel on the side, but Schumann pulls away from him as they come out of turn number 2. Jerry Cook in that 78 AZ in 3rd place right now. John Heidenreich in that car number 2 in 4th. Schumann, your leader. Coons Coons in second place. As they go down the back chute, Schumann still your leader. Heidenreich jumps up into third place right now. Here they come down the front straightaway. Billy Schumann being challenged by Jerry Coons. Jerry trying desperately to get by him. Heidenreich trying to make his way up there right now. Schumann holding his own, but Coons is making the moves on him, and if he can slip up under him, he's sure going to try it. As we've got a battle for fourth place right now, that car number 78 trying to catch up. Uh-oh, look out, John. John Heidenreich in that car number 2, almost losing it coming out of turn number 2. Green flag still out, kept it under control. Schumann brings him down the front chute. Jerry Coons falls back just a little bit as Heidenreich trying to catch up to him. Here they come off the number 4. Down the front straightaway they come. Billy Schumann being challenged by Jerry Coons for the lead in that car number 12A. Right behind him, car number 2. And right behind car number 2 and that car number 3, Mark Passarelli in fourth place right now. Billy Schumann, your leader, being challenged by Coons. Here they come, down the chute. Coons right on his tail, trying to take him on the outside, but can't quite get up there. Look out there, John. John having his problems handling that vehicle tonight, almost losing it. Perhaps he might be trying to overdrive that thing just a little bit. As George Camp crosses the flags, we're halfway through this main event here at the Hank Arnold Memorial on a beautiful Saturday night. Billy Schumann, car number 48. Jerry Coons hanging in there. Jerry right on his rear. Jerry trying to slip in on the inside. Here they come. No, he cannot do it. Yellow flag's out. And we've got one up against the wall by the Ratliff roofing sign. Somebody losing it over there. Looks like Hank Winter in that car number 45. And Hank having his problems tonight in the Hank Arnold Memorial. So we're 15 laps down. We're halfway. A little better than halfway here at the Hank Arnold Memorial. So Billy Schumann, currently your leader here at Raven Raceway for this Hank Arnold Memorial Classic. Jerry Coons in the car number 12A. Holding his own tonight. I mean, he is right on the tail of Schumann, and he's not letting off for nothing. Nor is John Heidenreich in that car number 2. John doing a good job of driving, and John's happy to see the yellow flag come out because they'll close it up a lot more now. Mark Passarelli making his way up toward the front in that car number 3. That M&T Racing Arizona Race Mart machine. Car number 3A, Mark Passarelli in fourth place right now. So Schumann, your current leader. Coons, second place. Heidenreich in third place. And oh my goodness, Mark Passarelli, who was in fourth place, pulls her into the infield. So I don't know if we're going to get him back out here or not. Tough luck for Mark Passarelli. Having some, I don't know, engine problems or handling problems or something. So now he's going to either be out of this one or at the back of the pack. 48, 12, 2, and 77. Ernie Payne moving up into that number 4 position. So they're going to try to get Mark Passarelli's car started once again and see if they can get him back into this one. Of course, by falling out of this one, he'll have to go to the back of the pack, as we call it. Schumann, Coons, Heidenreich, Payne. Your first 4 cars here in the main event. A little over halfway. Want to thank those folks from ESPN Sports for being out here tonight at Raven Raceway. Doing such a fine job. I just love ESPN Sports. So they get Mark Passarelli started once again. And we'll see what happens as Billy Schumann brings him around once more. Yours truly, Jack Jacobs, calling the shots here tonight. Tomboy to be up shortly. Billy Schumann brings him around, turn number 4. Here they come. George Camp gives him the green as Billy Schumann holds on to the lead as they go into turn number 1. And look at John Heidenreich. Uh-oh, we've got a mishap already. Couple of them spinning out here in turn number 1. Looks like Robbie Flock again in that car number 95. And Jerry Rice in car number 26 having a mishap going into turn number 1. They look like they might have touched tires there and just both of them just spun out as they went into that turn. So we'll have to get this one started once again. And see if we can get Jerry Rice's car restarted. Back out onto the racetrack. Here comes one of the push trucks. And that's Robbie Flock's second spin out there tonight. Let's see what they're going to do with him now. That's Robbie Flock in that car number 95. Uh-oh. George Camp is picking up the black flag. And I think it's going to be for Robbie Flock. Now, if you spin out twice and you cause it, then they black flag you. So he's not partial to anybody. He's got to do his job out there. So when Robbie Flock comes around, I think he's going to get the heave-ho into the pits. Robbie Flock, the Howard's Hydraulic and Arizona Cal Connection car number 95, having his problems here in the main event tonight. Robbie looking good earlier. Robbie Flock getting the black flag. So he pulls her in the infield. So he's going to be out of this one, and he is upset, I'll tell you right now. As Robbie runs into the pits. And that is the pits to have to be black flagged out of this, but rules are rules, and they're made for everybody. Here they come off of number 4. Billy Schumann leads them around. George Camp gives them the green flag, and here we are racing once again. Schumann out in front. John Heidenreich jumps up into second place as they go down the back chute. And Heidenreich is going to try to put the moves on Billy Schumann, that's for sure. Here comes Schumann, 48. Heidenreich going on the outside. Jerry Coons falls back into third place. As they go down the back chute, Schumann, Heidenreich, Coons, 48, 2, and 12. Here they come once again, your leader, Billy Schumann. John Heidenreich trying to catch up desperately. Right on John's tail, the 12A car, Jerry Coons, the Tucsonan, trying to catch back up. We've got a yellow flag and another one spun out. And 20T spins out right at the number 2 corner. So 20T, the Steve Gonzalez from El Paso. Steve sponsored by Richard Castro and Donna Herndon. And Steve Gonzalez in that car number 23, losing it right at number 2. So we get the push truck out there right now and see if we can get Steve started once again. Billy Schumann, your current leader, and at car number 48, car number 2 in second place, followed by Jerry Coons, and that car number 12A. Car number 77, Ernie Payne, in fourth place right now. Car number 78, Jerry Cook, in fifth. John Hibner in that number 51 car, moving up to sixth place. And Rick Johnson in that 15 car in seventh place right now. So the way you see him is the way you get. Billy Schumann, your leader. George Camp gives him the finger to tell him one more time around on the yellow flag. See if we can get this one going once again. Fire truck gets back into position. All the trucks off the field. Here they come. Round turn number 3. Off number 4 they come. George Camp gives him the green. Billy Schumann brings him down the front chute as John Heidenreich tries to put the moves on Billy. Gets him on the inside but falls back into second place. And we've got another spin out in turn number 2. A right smack dab in the middle between turn number 1 and 2. And that's 20T, Steve Gonzalez spinning out. And I think they're going to black flag Steve Gonzalez. That's his second spin out in the race. You spin out twice here at Raven Raceway, and into the pits you go. And that is the pits for Steve. He's from El Paso. And he's going to have to truck her back now because there's no more racing for him tonight. Steve Gonzalez. Tough luck, Steve. Hope to see you out here next time. So Billy Schumann still in the lead. "17 laps down in this 30-lap main event for the Hank Arnold Memorial." So Billy Schumann, your leader. John Heidenreich moving up in the second place from Pennsylvania. Jerry Coons in third place. Ernie Payne in the car number 77. He's running fourth. Jerry Cook in that car number 78 AZ in fifth place. John Hibner in 51. He's running sixth. Rick Johnson in 15, seventh. Kent Zimmerman in that car number 38 in eighth place currently. So they push the car number 20 down the front chute. He gets the black flag. Into the pits he goes. Jeff Hibner in that car number 73X. Bringing up the field along with Ron Neville in that car number 20. Don Sink in 12th. And Mark Passarelli in the back of the field. So we've got the race track cleared. Looking good out there. George Camp, Bob McKinley eyeball him. They're headed into turn number 3 once again. Obviously, you can see that. Here they come out of turn number 4. George gives him the green, and Passarelli leads him around once again. John Heidenreich in that car number 2, trying to make those moves on the inside. He's side by side as they go down the back chute, and Heidenreich takes the lead from Billy Schumann. Heidenreich, now your current leader, Schumann, right on his tail. Schumann trying to take it back as they come down the front chute, but no, Heidenreich pulls away. So Dave Manis' old car is the leader car right now. That John Heidenreich, Pennsylvania number 2, Billy Schumann in second place. Here they come off the number 4 corner once again. Heidenreich trying to open up the lead. Schumann in second place. Jerry Coons running third, followed by Ernie Payne in that number 77 car, and Ernie trying to catch up. Heidenreich trying to open up the gap. Lap number 20 coming up here in the main event of the Hank Arnold Memorial. Billy Schumann and Coons battling for that second place, but Coons falling back as Schumann tries to catch back up to Heidenreich in that number 2 Pennsylvania car. Here they come once again down the front straightaway. Schumann making somewhat of a gain on Heidenreich, hanging right in there. Coons holding his own. Uh-oh, here comes Billy Schumann right on the tail of Heidenreich as they come out of number 2, but he falls back down the front chute, or the back chute. Heidenreich out of 4. Schumann trying to catch him. Let's see if he can. Not too much time left. Schumann's going to have to really put the pedal to the metal if he's going to catch Heidenreich. And now Heidenreich opens up the gap as Schumann and Coons try to catch up to him desperately as they come down the front chute. Now Schumann closing up the gap just a little bit, and Coons also closing up the gap on Schumann. Heidenreich right on front of Schumann as Billy almost had him there. Here they come down the front chute. Schumann closing up the gap, getting on the outside of him. Heidenreich on the inside. Schumann falling back a little bit, but now he's starting to catch up. 5 more laps to go for Billy Schumann. Billy driving his heart out, trying to catch that number 2 car. Jerry Coons hanging right in there in that 12A. 77, Ernie Payne running the 4th, followed by Jerry Cook in that 78 AZ. Here they come once again. Schumann's got his work cut out for him if he's going to catch Heidenreich, because Heidenreich is driving one whale of a race right now. As they go down the back chute, Schumann trying to hold off Coons and catch up to Heidenreich. Not too much time left for Schumann. He's going to have to make a move real soon as they go down the back chute, as Heidenreich trying to open up the gap. Heidenreich wants this one. Schumann wants it. They all want it. Coons in the car number 12A. He's still hanging in there. 1, 2, 3, car number 2, 48 and 12. George Camp's got that white flag, so if Billy Schumann's going to make his move, he better make it pretty soon. As Jerry Coons stays in 3rd place, hanging in there. White flag coming out for John Heidenreich. Billy Schumann going to desperately try to catch up to him, and he does. He's on his tail right now. Let's see what he can do. Heidenreich pours on the fuel as he comes down the back chute. Here they come down the front straightaway. Here comes Billy Schumann on the outside, Heidenreich on the inside, and Heidenreich wins it with Billy Schumann coming in 2nd place. Jerry Coons bringing it up in 3rd place. Ernie Payne in at 77 in 4th place. That was exciting. That was an exciting race as John Heidenreich from Pennsylvania in that car number 2. Dave Maness drove that car many a year. Wins the Hank Arnold main event.